up, everybody? How are you? Thanks for coming out today. Thank you for being a part of International Fight Week. Who has the first question?
Dana, just a quick one for you. We don't have a location for UFC 243 yet. What can you tell us there?
What, say that again?
We don't have a location listed for UFC 243.
We're working on it. We have options. We've got some options. We're working on it, and we'll have it done soon.
Is it guaranteed, I guess, though? I mean, you mentioned you want to do a stadium in Australia. I mean, is it guaranteed to be in that market? Because I think there's some concern that what if it gets moved or something? Is it going to be in Australia or New Zealand?
I don't know. We don't have a venue. We're looking at different options right now. But yeah, it could be in Australia.
But not definitely.
Listen, if I had something to tell you, it would be done, and you would know, and it would be, you can grill me all day. I'm going to tell you nothing, okay? I have nothing yet, or I would tell you.
Fair enough, Dana. Thanks. Let's talk with Israel now that this matchup is official. This ride for you has been so fast. I mean, you haven't had much of a break. You just went through a war. Can you tell us physically, mentally, how are you heading into the biggest fight of your life?
Yeah, like you said, the last 18 months, it's been crazy. Got signed last year, February. 6 fights in, and I'm the champ. Yeah, I can't say for him. He's fought twice in the last maybe 3 years. I've been busy. So the last 4 months, took some time off. I relaxed, went on holiday. Hey, I wasn't doing shit. Even he keeps talking shit about me the whole time, and I've just been chilling, minding my own business, so I can't wait. I'm motivated, and I'm inspired, and I'm ready to go.
Fair enough. And Rob, I'll ask you, I mean, for you, how difficult is this challenge? I mean, you've had a long layoff, you had surgery you had to go deal with. I mean, give us an idea, and obviously he's a very unique, challenging opponent as well, so how difficult is this challenge for you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very difficult challenge. I think he's a great fighter, he's got a very dangerous skill set. I don't believe I've been talking that much shit. I don't know what I did to upset him, but I think it's going to be a killer fight. And yeah, you know, it's unfortunate that I was only able to fight twice in the last 2 years. It's just one of those things. You know, I got sick and couldn't help that. But I'm looking forward to a very strong return. I never call him sick
whenever I show up. New York, I could have pulled out. My last fight, my knee got fucked up. I could have pulled out, but I never pulled out. I show up, I step up, and I show out.
Rob, I just wanted to follow up with you because I know you're not much for the trash talk and getting into that, but I mean, he's pretty clearly taking shots at you.
Not straight. He makes memes now. My man makes memes. I mean, have you seen his Instagram? He doesn't make him. Someone else makes him. But hey, he's been talking shit.
What do you think about him personally?
What do I think about him? Don't think about him. I haven't been saying shit at all. Like, I haven't been talking shit at all. Like, I put a picture up that somebody else put up. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's all right. I'm fine. Hey, I'm just saying, stay in your lane. Look, like you said, he never talks shit, but suddenly he's the one putting memes up. What? Keep that same energy. Do what got you to the dance. You don't have to try and be anything else. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll handle this. It's all right.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I think it's gonna be a cracker fight. I think, I think he's hyping it up really well, and I will look forward to October 6th. I think it's gonna be fireworks.
Thanks, Rob. Dustin, I just want to go to you. You know, your last fight out, you said, hey, I'm fighting for a piece of the world title. You know, you didn't like the interim tag. Piece of the world title. Now it's the whole world title. Is the feeling any different? How does it feel compared to the last time out?
You know, I'm trying to keep this momentum going. It feels the same. It feels like another big fight, another big test. And, you know, it's sitting up here, buddy. You know, the great ones go out there and find ways to win. I'm going to go out there and try to be great in Abu Dhabi and bring the undisputed belt back to the United States. That's the plan.
Dustin, nobody's found a way to beat Khabib, obviously. He's got this amazing undefeated record. I mean, when you look at him, what do you think it takes to beat Khabib Nurmagomedov?
It takes pressure. It takes confidence. It takes years of sacrifice, and I've got all those things. I'm going to make something special happen September 7th in Abu Dhabi. I'm going to shock the world.
And just lastly, I want to go to Khabib, please. Khabib, obviously, your record speaks for itself. Give us an idea of your thoughts on Dustin. Where does he rank as an opponent in terms of the biggest challenges of your career. How difficult is this fight with Dustin Poirier?
What's up, guys? You guys remember this T-Mobile Arena last time, what I did here? Nothing changed. I'm gonna do this in Abu Dhabi too, defend my title, but without jumping. But about Dustin Poirier, Dustin is a tough guy. You know, he have more than 20 fights in UFC. He have good experience. And honestly, like last fight, I expect Max gonna beat him. This one is a little bit surprise for me. He have good boxing, good footwork, but last 6 fight, he fight with only striking guys. He never fight with guy who all the time wrestling with him like my style. I think it's gonna be tough night for him. This is my opinion because he have to be ready. I'm gonna wrestling with him all night, make him tired and make him tap. This is my plan.
I don't get tired, buddy.
And Habib, last thing, I know you can't look past us, but give us your idea for your plan as a champion. Are you somebody that wants to fight frequently? Do you want to beat everybody out there? Are you just looking for 1 or 2 fights? We've heard you may retire sometime soon. I mean, what are your plans as champion?
I just want to mold people. This is what I want to do. You know, doesn't matter, Dustin, Tony, or other opponents, doesn't matter. When I go to the cage, I mold my opponents. All my life, 27-0. People talk about his 6 win streak. What about 27 win streak? And 11 years undefeated. And you know, I don't underestimate this guy. I know he's tough challenge, but this guy is not in my level.
This question is for Max Holloway. You're going to be you're fighting in Canada in a few weeks, and the Toronto Raptors just won their NBA championship. How much of an impact has that had on you heading into this fight?
It means a lot. Kawhi, re-sign, my dog. Please re-sign. Come back to Toronto. The 10th island, baby. Let's get it done.
Have you reached out to the Raptors at all since they won the championship?
I'm in contacts with their GM, Bobby Webster. Their nutritionist helped me too, so it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool seeing what they did. Their 1.8 million people who show up to the parade is like all of Hawaii put together. So it's kind of amazing what they did, and congrats to them.
And just one more question. This is for Stipe Miocic. You're getting the rematch you wanted. There was some uncertainty whether you'd get this with Brock Lesnar entering the equation. Was there ever a thought that you might not get this rematch right away?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I didn't know it was going to happen. You know, but honestly, this year's been great. Got to relax, let my body rest, get my mind right, and I got to hang out with my daughter, watch her grow up. Couldn't complain. So I'll be out here now, and I can't wait for August 17th.
In some ways, is it better just because you got to be a dad and take time to be with your daughter and use this time to be part of your family and really recharge heading into a big fight, this rematch?
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's amazing. You know, I mean, everyone has kids. I think my child's like the best child in the world. But honestly, it's been a great year. I'm very lucky. We're blessed, and I'm sure Dad's gonna be champ again.
Question for DC. DC over here. Mr. Cormier, they say that no 2 fights are the same. Obviously, you're looking for the same result second time around. How's this one going to be different when you face Stipe second time around?
You know, when I was getting ready to fight with Lesnar and Stipe was just kind of like putting up those random pictures of him punching me, I just was like, well, obviously I got the last punch, or like 5 or 6, but I understand that he's gonna be better, but I just, when I think about the fight and the little bit of time that we fought before, I just don't think he's good enough to beat me. I mean, I just don't. I think he's a good champion. I think he's a good fighter. I just don't think he's good enough to beat me. And whether it's 25 minutes or 2 rounds, I'm still gonna win the fight.
Question for Stipe, obviously, after that. Could we get a response to that? And also, what are you going to do differently to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you just said it right there. I'm not good enough. I'm a good fighter, but not to his level. We'll definitely see August 17th. Trust me, lots changed. Got my mind right. Where I'm walking out with the belt wrapped around my waist, no question.
Question for Frankie. Frankie, you've been in this game a long time. You know, everybody in this building knows everything you've achieved so far. And this is a legacy fight for you. This is potentially 2 weight classes. This is such a huge thing for you. What would a win over Max mean for your overall legacy?
I mean, I think it'd be the cherry on top. You know, what I've done in my career kind of speaks for itself, but I'm not satisfied. You know, I want to go out as a champion and another time. And, you know, there's the opportunity, and I know what's at stake, so I got to make the best of it.
Last one from me is for Max. Max, you're facing a guy who, in many ways, some of his skills are kind of similar to yours. You outwork your opponents, you wear them down, you grind them down. Frankie's made a career out of doing pretty much the same thing and at a higher weight class. What's going to be the difference maker when you get in there with him on fight night?
We're going to find out July 27th. Tune in, live on pay-per-view, guys. Don't miss it.
Mr. White down in front. Hey, this is the first international fight week that I can remember in a long time that's only had one event, not 2, not 3 events. How do you like that?
That's only had what?
One fight instead of having a couple different events. Normally you have, used to have the Ultimate Fighter finale and then the pay-per-view. You'd have 2 or 3 fights.
Okay. Got it.
Do you like it better just having the one event, or could we ever see multiple events on the National Fight Week?
We see multiple events. I think it just worked out that way this year. And obviously, we haven't started the Ultimate Fighter back up yet, but we will soon. Yeah.
Also, we've seen kind of a shift away from the traditional fan expos in favor of International Fight Week. What's the feedback been like? It seems like it's a pretty good turnout this year.
Yeah, no, International Fight Week's always fun, man. I mean, there's so many fighters in town that aren't fighting, just hanging out, signing autographs, or at the different functions that we have going on. I think for the fans that come in, it's fun. I think it's a good time. You get to interact with all the big stars, not only now, but from the past, too. So it's awesome.
Could we ever see an event maybe where all the Fight Week sort of events leading up to the weekend are centrally located again, like the fan expos, like maybe at the Apex, now that you have that available?
Yeah, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I bet the fans would love to see the UFC Apex.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Stipe, how's it going, man? You've been out for a little bit. Obviously, you were trying to get this rematch, so congratulations on the opportunity to reclaim the title. Were you offered a fight in the meantime, or did you elect to take the time off?
I don't know. I talked to my manager about that. I probably was, but he didn't come to me with it. We were just looking for the rematch. I'm just happy, man. Just finally. It was nice to have the year off, but now it's time to do what I do.
After you lose a fight in a devastating fashion, obviously you take some time to go back and look at what went wrong. In that fight, what was the moment where you looked at him and said, man, I really messed up?
Probably when I was looking up and he was punching me in the face.
So what are you going to do differently? You're not going to let him punch you in the face?
Just be smart. I don't know. You'll find out. Can't tell you the secrets. August 17th, you'll find out.
Thank you.
I have one for Habib. Habib down this way. UFC 229 was obviously a very ugly build-up. Now you're facing someone who has you two have a lot of mutual respect. Is this giving you a sense of relief, and also that it's going to be in what should be friendlier territory in Abu Dhabi?
Doesn't matter, Abu Dhabi or Vegas, Octagon is always my territory. This is what I think. Abu Dhabi is a great place. I've been Europe, USA, Brazil, Canada, everywhere, Russia, Turkey. Emirates is most safe place in the world. I know this. And people talk about Abu Dhabi because they living all Muslim people there. That's why they call this my territory. I don't think I think in Abu Dhabi have a lot of Dustin fans too, you know. But this is no make sense, you know. It's my job is like when cage close, it's like nobody help us, like no corners, no fans, like me and him only, you know. It's like I'm focused on me first, and October 7, September 7, I'm gonna focus on him.
One more for Daniel Cormier. So DC, obviously you were holding out hope for Brock Lesnar. Now that you're rematching someone that you finished very quickly, do you feel any disappointment in that?
No, you know, this is the deal. Like, when I fought Stipe last time, right afterwards, even though Brock and I did the whole pushing and shoving and the wrestling thing, I said if Brock couldn't fight, I would fight Stipe. I always said that. And then whenever Brock decided he was done fighting, Dana said, you know, how about Stipe? I said, okay. You know, because I've always said, the guy did some great things when he fought and defended the heavyweight title, so he would get a rematch if I didn't get to fight Brock. Now, would I have preferred to see him fight again since the last time? Yes, but he didn't choose to fight for the last year, and it paid off for him, and he gets a rematch. He gets a chance to fight me again, and it's going to be the same result.
Yeah, Daniel, just down in front. Just to build on that, what's the retirement plan now? Because this time last year, you said you would be done.
You know, I was anticipating fighting in March and then kind of being done with this. But in December, my back, you know, when I fought Derek Lewis in New York, they called me, Dana called me about a month maybe before the fight. They said, can you fight? And I said, well, you know, just depends on how much I'm getting paid. He said, okay, you getting paid? So I went and I fought. And in the morning of the fight, I sneezed and I blew my back out. I didn't realize how bad it was. I had a bulging disc in my back that was sitting on my sciatic nerve. So I ended up having to have surgery in December. So I wasn't necessarily waiting on Brock Lesnar. I was recovering. And now I get to fight Stipe, you know? So I'm just old, man. Old men sneeze and blow out their back. I hate Max Holloway. Why'd you sit me next to Max? All he does is make fun of me.
Did you guys not hear what he just said? He said he sneezed and he threw out his back.
It happens to old men, man. I'm 40 years old, you know, so it doesn't matter, though. I'm going to still win the fight.
After that, maybe if you're victorious, would you consider a trilogy with John Jones? He's been talking about it this week a lot.
So this is the thing about a fight with Jones and I. It can always happen. You know, it can happen whether it's here, whether it's in an octagon. It may happen in the back when I'm leaving the building. It just always happens, you know. So neither him nor I ever shy away from the opportunity to punch each other in the face. So when I'm done with Stipe and Dana opens up the book and goes, this is what you guys are getting paid, then you guys may get a third fight. But ultimately, that's what's going to be determined.
Israel, after your last fight, Rob said he thought he saw holes in your game. Do you see the same in him?
That's like a cliche line. There are also holes in this game. I mean, everyone says that, but when you jump in the hole, it's too late. You realize it's a trap. And for him, I say offensively, he's got good blitz. I mean, look at his last few fights. He's had 2 fights, 5 rounds with old Romero. Gets dropped in his ass every single time. So I see a lot of holes in this game as well. He gets rocked. I mean, when he fought Bronson, he won that fight, knocked him out, but he couldn't deal with the barrage. But yeah, everyone has, if you throw a jab, you have a hole in your game. This is the thing of fighting. So all you have to do is tighten up that hole or make it a trap.
Great stuff. Just one last one, Max. I think it was about a week ago, you set the world the challenge, the bottle cap challenge. Where did that come from? And whose have you liked the best so far?
Yeah, you know, a great magician. Not gonna tell you guys his tricks. I'm just joking. Shout out to my man Earlson, John Mayer. They did it, and you know, it was just to introduce to people, not even the sport, is introduce people to martial arts, you know, and you know, everybody was doing that bottle flippy thingy, so I decided why not do a bottle kicky thingy, and it took off. That was cool.
We have another question? Go ahead.
Yeah, question for Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar. We'll start with Max. With this fight having been scheduled twice before, going back a couple of years, Max, do you feel like you've game planned for Frankie as much as you possibly can get prepared for the fight, or has time caused you to maybe reevaluate the game plan at all?
You know, there's a great saying, you know, third time's a charm. And third time's a charm. I can't wait. You know, this guy's a legend. You know, I look forward to fighting him. You know, he might, like, we're the same person. You know, we'll fight to the death. And, you know, I don't want to fight him to the death. I don't want him to die. We probably should be friends after the fight. You know, him and his team is cool, so it's cool. I'm excited.
Frankie, could I ask you that same question as far as the game plan goes?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been training for Max for, 2 years, and every time he fights, I got to re-switch it up because he seems to be getting better. So, yeah, I feel like this is the most fresh one, and that's the one we're going with.
Question for Daniel Cormier. Daniel, before you turned 40, you used to talk about retiring when you were 40. And I know you were joking about it a second ago, but in all seriousness, do you feel at 40 like you thought you were going to feel, or did you get to 40 and realize you got a couple of more good fights at least left in the tank?
After back surgery, I felt worse initially, but now I feel better, man. It's like I go into the gym now and I'm not like leaned over. Like there were a lot of times where I would get off the wall after training. I have to walk myself out of my back hurting me. I would like lean over at the waist and walk up to like be straight. I couldn't just stand straight. But now that I got this thing fixed and my training's going well, I feel better than ever. You know, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to show that on August 17th. I thought last fight went well. I mean, obviously you'd think it would go as good as it could, but I think I'll show an even better version of myself in Anaheim.
And lastly, for Israel Adesanya. Israel, in your last fight against Kelvin Gastelum, fantastic fight, but I also think it answered a lot of questions for people who maybe hadn't seen you in that kind of fight before, wondering what you could do and how well-rounded you are. That being said, do you think Robert Whittaker can show you anything that you have not seen previously up to this point?
Everyone in the fight, anyone you ever fight, definitely brings something to the table that you've never seen before. But what they bring to the table depends if it's substantially great or something else that's just, man. That last fight for me, look at this. You think you have a limit. When I got to that 5th round, I looked better than I did in the 1st round. I don't know if anyone could even talk about their gas tank being that way. Look at him when he fought Romero. When they get to that fight, like I said, he keeps getting dropped. My ass never hit the ground once. When I got rocked, I came back like a champion. I dropped him like 4 or 5 times. So I know where my limit is, and I push past it. And guess what? It's still infinite. We always have another plateau to go. So, hey, I'm not going back there anymore. I'm going to make this one quick, like you said.
Question for Habib. I'm going to ask in Russian, and then I'm going to translate. Твой тренер говорил о том, что, возможно, ты будешь готовиться в Дагестане, а не в АК. И он тогда полетит к тебе и будет готовиться там. Можешь рассказать о том, где ты решил готовиться к этому бою?
Russian, English?
На русском, я переведу.
Отец хотел, чтобы я там готовился, но мы подготовились, где-то месяц мы провели подготовку под руководством отца, и сейчас 7 недель проведем в АКА, и последние 2 недели уже в Абу-Даби.
I was just asking Habib if he was training in AKA or in Dagestan. He said that, you know, part of the training was in Dagestan, and then he's going to finish some in AKA. Dana, question for you. You know, 7-8 years ago, I was asking you at the post-fight scrums, when are you going to come to Russia? Now you're in Russia. However, it seems like, you know, every market that you go to, you have title fights and pay-per-view events, except Russia. And I know you now have a TV deal, the UFC TV Russia, and you know the time difference with Abu Dhabi is just 1 hour in Moscow. Why not make this fight in Russia? And what does it take to bring Khabib, Zabit, and all those top fighters to the Russian events, pay-per-view?
Yeah, well, the difference was, obviously, you know, you could look at Australia and look at how long we've been in Australia and how long we've been building that market. Now we're doing a title fights in Australia. You know what I mean? It takes time. We just got into Russia. We're just starting to do fights there. We're just starting to grow the sport and the brand, et cetera. yes, there will be a day when we do fights in Russia. I don't know how soon. The Abu Dhabi thing is different because obviously when Habib won, a lot of the countries in the Middle East wanted him to fight there. So it ended up happening at Abu Dhabi. But the answer is yes, we'll eventually do title fights in Russia.
Last one from me. The president of the Direct Investment Fund in Russia has publicly announced that the UFC is going to Moscow November 9. Can you confirm that?
If we didn't confirm it, then it's probably we haven't announced it or whatever the reason is. I can't confirm it today.
You can't confirm it today?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take one more question. Go ahead.
Hi, Dana. You're coming back to Mexico September 21st. Both
You talking to me? Go ahead. Sorry. Again. That guy threw me off my game there. Go ahead. What?
You're coming back to Mexico on September 21st. Both Jair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega have said in their social accounts that they want the fight in Mexico. Is that a fight that you're looking for? Brian Ortega against Jair Rodriguez?
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Both Jair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega have posted in their social accounts that they want to fight in Mexico on September 21st.
He will. Jair Rodriguez will fight in Mexico.
And what about Brian?
Mexico City. And
what about Brian Ortega?
Yeah, he will too.
Yeah. and what are the chances for Cain Velasquez? He will be having a pro wrestling event in August. Are there any chances that he stays in Mexico and maybe be in that event also?
About what him? Pro wrestling and what?
Cain Velasquez will be in a pro wrestling event in August. Is there any chances that he stayed in Mexico to fight again in that event?
I don't know. I mean, the last I know from Cain, he's hurt. You know, he hurt his knee, and I haven't heard anything about him since. I know that he was hurt. I don't know anything about that.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'm going to square these guys.